What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here today, and it is great to be back. I'm sorry that I haven't made a video for so long. I've just been so busy with other things and with very little to talk about on the NFL side. I just haven't had the time. I did read that the Eagles are actually not going to go to the White House, so I might make a video about that after this one. But guys, we got the draft coming up on Thursday, so actually I'm pretty excited for that. I'll be able to make some videos about the people that the Eagles end up drafting. Like I've said many times before, I'm not really one of those people that likes to do mock drafts. I find them to be a waste of time just because you really can't predict what a team is going to draft. I mean, usually you can for like the first 5 picks, maybe, but that's about it. After the fifth pick, man, it just goes crazy, and you're never completely right. I mean, like the Eagles were supposed to draft Dalvin Cook, they didn't. Christian McCaffrey, they didn't, and everyone said they would. So it's like that's a good example right there. But this video is actually going to be about the 2018 schedule. I know that this has been announced back on Thursday, so it's been a little while. Again, sorry I didn't bring you this sooner. I actually wasn't even in town last week, so just didn't have time to actually, because I got the schedule pulled up here on my computer so I can actually analyze it and give you guys my opinion. So we'll just start with the preseason. I don't really need to go too much into this. We're opening against the Steelers, and then the next game is the Patriots. Again, guys, we're not actually playing the Patriots this season in the regular season, unfortunately, just because they were never on our schedule the way that this schedule was. So we can't have a Super Bowl rematch week 1. And if you guys watched a previous video that I made, I actually thought it was going to be the Vikings that the Eagles opened up against. But we play the Browns and the Jets as well in preseason. But then it looks like we're opening against the Atlanta Falcons, guys, which I did not expect, honestly. I mean, I thought the Falcons game was it was probably the best playoff game in terms of how intense it was. You know, as an Eagles fan, I was stressed the crap out until Nick Foles just, came in, woke up, got it done. But yeah, very interesting that it's going to be against the Atlanta Falcons. But that's going to be a good game, guys. And I think the Eagles can win that one. So we'll start them off at 1-0, I would say. Next to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My brother's a Bucs fan, like I've always said. So that'll be a fun game because, good old family rivalry. But we'll see how it is. It's in Tampa, but I think the Eagles are going to win that one, guys. I'm sorry. Unless the Bucs have a year that we just don't expect. We'll have to see. And then we play the Colts at Philadelphia. Again, my dad's a Colts fan, so, 2 family rivalry games right in a row there, guys. And the Colts are a mess right now, especially if they're not going to have Andrew Luck. So Frank Reich will be returning to town with an L. So I think the Eagles will start off 3-0. This happens a lot. The Eagles start off 3-0. It's what they can do after that. Last year, they finally, obviously, broke that hump where they got to 3-0 and they could win more. But you guys remember in 2014, they went 3-0, and then they lost their 4th game against the 49ers. And then, of course, in 2016, they went 3-0, and then they lost against the freaking Lions in Week 4. So part of that was due to the horrible bye week that year, but still. So Week 4, again, we'll be looking at this year against the Tennessee Titans. And this is going to be in Titanland. This is going to be a little bit more challenging just because the Titans are better than they used to be. However, I think the Eagles can get that win, so I think they will start 4-0. Now we get to the interesting thing, guys. We get to play the Minnesota Vikings Week 5 in Philadelphia. This is becoming kind of a mini rivalry. I remember back in 2016, I started talking about how the Vikings. This was after we traded them to we traded Sam Bradford to them. I kind of felt like the Vikings were going to become like a mini rivalry. And I said in 2016 that the Eagles and the Vikings would be in the NFC Championship game, but I was just 1 year off. So it happened in 2017. I predicted it in 2016. So we'll just have to see, but Kirk Cousins is the quarterback now, guys, and, we know him. He knows us. Eagles fans, we have lost to them. I mean, when Kirk Cousins was the quarterback of the Redskins, we lost like 5 times in a row against them. wasn't until last season that we broke the curse. So I'm not going to underestimate them, guys. He's infinitely better than Case Keenum was, and the Vikings, they could be a threat. However, it's in Philadelphia, so I think the Eagles will come by with that win. So I'm giving them 5-0, guys. I'm giving the Eagles 5-0. Then we go to the New York Giants. They're a train wreck right now, and I didn't see them improve much. We'll see. They have a very high draft pick, so we're going to see what they do. But that's a win. I think the Eagles will win. It'll be a tight game just because it's away in New York. But I think the Eagles will win. So they'll start off 6-0. Then we have Carolina. That's in Philadelphia. Carolina, they have kind of a grudge against us from last year. We traded them Torrey Smith recently, so he's going to be coming back to town. Who knows, man? That one's going to be another tough game. That one's the tough games I'm seeing right now is going to be Atlanta, Minnesota, and then this game. Those are the three that I've seen that will be tough. But again, I think the Eagles can come out with this win, guys. I'm not trying to be biased here. I just looked at the schedule, and honestly, I feel like the Eagles can win all these games. And if you look at my thumbnail that I created for this video, you can clearly see that the analysts even think that the Eagles can go 16-0. So that's kind of where I'm headed with this. I'm going to pretty much give them 16-0, but I'm going to explain why. This is the one game that I think is going to be weird just because the next game, Week 8, is against the Jaguars, and it's in London. I always was happy every season when I saw that the Eagles did not have to play in London. So to see that they have to finally do it is really irritating to me. I'm one of those people that thinks that the NFL should just stay in America. I'm tired of this Mexico City crap, this London crap. It's an inconvenience to the fans, for one, and it's an inconvenience to the league as well, because we're going to have to wake up at 9:30 a.m., guys, to watch this freaking game. And now, keep in mind, that's Eastern time, so that means I'm going to have to wake up at like 7 in the morning. Very irritating to me. I don't like watching these London games. Also, no one has a home field advantage except pretty much the Jaguars. The Jaguars are a team that plays there, I think, like every year. One of their games is always there. So they kind of have a home field advantage, but really it's a neutral field, so it's just a stupid game, guys, in my opinion. It's a stupid fad that the NFL is going through, and I hope it dies out at some point. I mean, if I'm being blunt here, I just hope that I hope it just goes away, the way of the dodo. So anyway, that one's going to be tough. I still think the Eagles can win, though, but the Jaguars are very good, guys. That's another toughie. This is we're at 4 tough games here. The Jaguars' defense cannot be underestimated. This is Week 8, too, so we don't even know what Carson Wentz is going to look like at this point. I pray to God he doesn't get injured this year, but we'll have to see. That's why we got Nick Foles, man. We got Nick Foles in the holster, and they did restructure his deal now so that he has the option to come back with us next year if he chooses. And they gave him more money, which is great. And then we have our bye week. Week 9 is bye week, that's a good bye week, right in the midway point. Then Week 10, like last year, we come off our bye week against Dallas, but this time it's in Philadelphia, and that should be fun. But I'm giving them the win. Dallas has not proven anything to me yet, so the Eagles are going to be they're going to be 10-0. Let's see here, 9-0. Sorry, that'd be 9-0, guys. That's what I'm giving them. And then we play the Saints away in New Orleans. Now, as many of you know, me included, last year I was said if we played the Saints in the NFC Championship, it would have been a completely different story. I still stand by that. Drew Brees is a deadly quarterback. He's very similar to Aaron Rodgers, and if you guys remember back in 2016 when we played the Packers, Aaron Rodgers carved our secondary up like it was butter. It wasn't even, I mean, our D-line didn't matter in that game because if you can't get to the quarterback, then the D-line doesn't matter. And that's what happened. And Drew Brees is that kind of guy. I think that's going to be a tough game, especially since it's in New Orleans. Patrick Robinson went back to the Saints, so, we're going to see him again on the other team. And we'll just have to see. I still think the Eagles can win that, though, but it's going to be a very, very tough game. Then we play the Giants again at home. And this will be the point of the season where the Giants have either crapped the bed or they are for somehow waking up. That's what the Giants do. So I'm going to give the Eagles the win here just because I don't think they're going to wake up. I think they're going to have crapped the bed by this point. And then finally we get to the Redskins near the end of the season, which is nice because I'm tired of playing the Redskins at like week 3. And they have Alex Smith now, guys, so they might be a little bit challenging. But, honestly, I think Kirk Cousins was a better quarterback than Alex Smith. I think that when they traded for Alex Smith, they downgraded just because of his age. The Chiefs obviously were seeing the writing on the wall. Alex Smith is on his way out, guys. This might be the last team that he plays for right here, the Washington Redskins. So we'll have to see how that goes. He's still a good quarterback, but he's getting older. He's like Carson Palmer, he's turning into a dinosaur. We'll have to see what happens, but I think the Eagles can win this game. That puts them at 12-0. So 12-0, I have them. I mean, I'm probably already getting hate in the comments, so keep them coming. And then we got Dallas at week 14. This is in Jerry World, which I don't think really matters at this point because Eagles fans have been taking over that stadium of late. So I think that one's going to be a win as well. Then we play the Rams. Now this, guys, this right here, I said, when I read the schedule, I said this is the toughest game of the season. Similar to last year, we had a hell of a game. Carson Wentz went down, but what a game. What a way that the team rallied after Carson Wentz went down. That was just, honestly, that brought a tear to my eye. It was so great to watch. So we play them again in the Coliseum in December, which actually me and my dad are trying to secure some tickets for that. So if I'm there, Eagles Nation, I'm going to look for all you guys. And I feel like you guys are going to take over the stadium this year. The Eagles Nation is coming off a Super Bowl win. This is something we've never had. So this is going to be a very interesting season just to see how the fans rally around this team. If you guys thought it was bad last year, everyone's complaining about Eagles fans. Oh, they're so obnoxious. Just wait for this year, guys. In the words of Jason Kelsey, no one likes us and we don't care. So this will be a tough game. I think the Eagles can win it, though, guys. I just don't see the Rams. What I'm seeing from the Rams right now with all the talent they're bringing in is reminding me a lot of the Andy Reid dream team that the Eagles themselves went through. And we all know that that was a train wreck. When you bring that many personalities into a locker room and you expect them to just be on board with everything, usually the ship sinks fast, as we saw with the dream team. So we'll just have to see how this goes, but I just think the Rams, I don't think they're going to be a bad team, but I just don't think they're going to be as good as, I definitely think they're going to be a playoff team now. Let's get that out there. They're going to the playoffs. They're probably going to win that division. The 49ers are the only team I see up and coming, but the Seahawks have just taken a nosedive. The Cardinals, they have Sam Bradford now. There's no way with Sam Bradford they're going to do anything. Not in that division, not with the Rams. So I think the Eagles can eke that out, but we're looking at 2 NFC powerhouses in this game. This is going to be, in a way, an NFC championship preview, possibly. So I think the Eagles can win, though. That puts them at 14-0. Then we close the season against the Texans and the Redskins. I think that the Eagles can beat the Texans soundly. That's in home. And then I think that we will, depending on, this is a game we could lose, actually, against the Redskins, because the season might not matter at that point. So they might just take the loss that time like they did against Dallas. So we'll have to see. But anyway, guys, basically the point of this is I see no reason why the Eagles can't go 16-0, minimum 14-2. 13-3 is a possibility as well, but that's about it. 3 losses is really all that could happen because of the teams they're playing. I mean, they do, let's be honest, they don't have a very hard schedule this year. Surprisingly, not very hard, unless, this is the NFL. Teams that we don't expect could get good. But, I mean, the Texans have that quarterback. I forget his name now because he got injured, but he'll be back, and he was pretty good. He's like a Russell Wilson Jr., but I just don't see any reason why the Eagles can't have a double-digit season, make it to the playoffs again, and compete for that Super Bowl yet again. So, anyway, guys, that's the video. This is a very long video, and again, sorry I haven't been around much. I will be back with more videos, especially now that we got the draft coming up. I definitely will be getting on that, talking about these players that the Eagles end up picking. Again, like I said, I'm not doing a mock draft. I'm not going to talk about players beforehand. I will make videos when they actually draft the guy, and then I'll do some research and talk about what I think about him. So, Anyway, guys, that's the video. What do you think about this? Do you guys think the Eagles can go 16-0 and repeat a Super Bowl? Or do you think that I'm just crazy? I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm being a typical Eagles fan. Whatever you guys think, comment down below. I appreciate you guys watching my videos as always. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like it, give it a dislike. And also, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. I will leave a link to this channel in the end of this video. If you've made it all the way to the end here, you know, this is a longer video for me. I typically don't make, we're on 15 minutes now. But I wanted to go over the schedule with you guys. And then also, you know, yeah, like I said, just if you haven't subscribed to the channel, just consider that. And then, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Jigsaw0097 here. I will talk to you all later, and I will see you in a couple days when the 2018 draft hits in Dallas land. Thanks, guys.